And we are live for the next community call of SwissAssetDAO, the best DAO in the world and
Absolutely.
the most fun, which involves, two fun things, Switzerland and assets, we put them together. They're the most fun thing ever for a DAO.
Well,
So
Anton,
really
let's
first,
give
to say that awesome
people
to be on
a
another
minute or
community.
two to
Yeah.
get on the stream here, and while people are populating the stream,
yes.
why don't you just give us the 1 minute review of what's going on in Dubai and why you're there and how you're representing SwissAssetDAO?
Yeah. So, I mean, just to mention, very exciting times for SwissAssetDAO, but I think also would say actually for the crypto ecosystem in Dubai. I mean, I think there's, this is basically the month that every event, all the people around the world come to Dubai because of the events, basically, And we are blessed and humbled as SwissAssetDAO to be invited to a lot of them, and I have the opportunity to accept these, invites on many occasions and then present and speak and talk about SwissAssetDAO. So there was just recently an event, ABC Conclave, kind of very, very nice one. I was on a panel there with the gentleman from Binance. Sure, everybody knows about it, from Venom Foundation, which is the biggest crypto project here in the Middle East, pretty much, and some other very nice people, actually. So, very cool stuff, and we should be present in a few more of those events. But basically, we're representing SwissAssetDAO now in the MENA region, Dubai, because now all the action is happening there. So in a nutshell, kind of to give you a high level, but we can dive a bit, more kind of what's going on and how we're doing things, But, happy to hear more kind of what you are guys up to, and then we can kind of dive.
Anton, what other platforms are we live on today besides LinkedIn here?
So today, I mean, we are streaming actually now across a couple of platforms. And
I wanted to make sure that I could gather those
LinkedIn.
people's comments if I found them.
Yes, no worries. So definitely we're on live on LinkedIn like usual, on Twitter, on Facebook, and on YouTube. So we're going very strong, and so usually we get a good turnout. I see there's now around 20 people already on the call on LinkedIn. At least I see it like immediately. So looking forward to a good turnout. But basically across 4 platforms, yeah.
All right.
Yes. Okay. I see a few people joined, and yeah, and more people are joining. So I think it's all good actually. Yeah, and would be happy to hear, guys, what's up on your side as well, and then maybe we can kind of kick off things and give a bit of an update, on the community side, what's happening, and I'm sure people will be very, very keen on know what's going on. Guys, go ahead.
Sorry, Anton, I was just trying to comment for people watching on YouTube. Thank you, everybody that's tuning in to this as we try to build our community out. Obviously, Anton's got us broadcasting on a lot of different forums. Today, earlier, right before this community call, I was on my morning show, DYOR Live. Obviously, I always talk about crypto. I always talk about the projects I'm working with, which is always SwissAssetDAO, amongst other things, trying to get that word out and build it. Obviously, the news of the world kind of took over our talks this week. What's going on in Israel and in Gaza, that not to get any sort of political talk here at all. But what we talked about was crypto and the use of digital assets in disaster and conflict zones, and the pros and cons of how those things work, to bring up issues of how how moving towards a digital world can be good or it could be bad in times of need. And so, but in talking about that, we have to talk about the role of organizations that want to give money. And so I'm saying this as a community public service message. Tomorrow on my show, we're going to have a gentleman on that is using the crypto industry to raise money for relief in that part of the world. Because as we know, there's a lot of innocent victims on both sides of, I should say not on both sides, I should say on all sides of conflict and disaster. So if you could tune in, we'll also probably have a discussion about SwissAssetDAO. in talking about that. But DYOR Live on the DYOR Media channel is what I do. And I don't mean to promote that on here. What I'm trying to do is raise awareness for the relief factor, the aspect of the kind of the news events going on in that part of the world. But like I always say, if you're watching and either you have a large social media following, or one of your close friends or colleagues has a large social media following, please share our LinkedIn stream, our YouTube stream, Facebook, wherever you're watching this, whether it's live or on the replay, and share it with your friends that could possibly amplify our message. And I say this every time Anton has me on the show. It goes so far to helping the algorithm get our message out. And as we know, that a DAO like this is based on a community. And when it's based on a community, what do we need? We need a community. So once we have the community here for everybody, then it's already growing. I think Anton's going to address our founding member numbers here in a little bit, and so that will show the level of interest for that. But now it comes a time where we need to onboard regular members, corporate members, NGO members, that type of stuff to really crank things up. So follow, things.
Oops.
And
oops, sorry about this. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
But anyway, I'm gonna bring it back to you now, Anton, after my pitch, to have everybody do their thing. And thanks to everybody that's commenting. I'm gonna blow all of these names. We'll just go with Bill Death. I just love that name. William Death. It's his real name. It really is. Ezra, thank you very much. Michael, on my thing here, just says LinkedIn user, to whoever you are. Tamlin, thank you for commenting and watching. And to everybody that is love, follow, and share, hit that bell, all those things. Do it.
Yes. Awesome. Yeah. Thanks a lot. And maybe Chris also, want to loop you in how you see it, what's happening on your side, and then we can maybe give an update slowly about. And thank you very much, Chris, for joining again. You're a regular now, so this comes with responsibility. You joined once, you are in big trouble.
I should join the LinkedIn one so that people don't see my face all the time. But yeah, since you've been to Dubai, we haven't really managed time to catch up. From my side, I can obviously invite a lot of people into the community, but I'm sure you got a much bigger network than me, so we need to catch up on maybe some. Are we going to just share about SwissAssetDAO and we're just trying to sell it? Say, oh, we're doing this cool thing. Do you want to join? I think in particular some DAOs. I'm even talking to a gentleman that you probably know, Alessandro, who apparently joined another DAO called SellerDAO, and they do wine and spirits. So I'll figure. I don't know what they do, but I'll learn, and maybe we can talk about SwissAssetDAO. We had the ethics session. I don't know what the result out of this is, and I don't know if wine and spirits can be considered as a real world asset, to be honest. But anyway, I'll catch up with them.
Yeah. I think depending on the appetite of the members, it will definitely be considered a real world asset. I know there are some, highly passionate individuals around that, and I do know actually a few people who have tokenized they could tokenize the whole portfolio actually of liquors, let's say it like that, and apparently it's performing fairly well as an asset class or as an asset. So
there's NFTs out now tracking each bottle of new releases of vintages of certain wineries now too, and you buy and sell the ownership of that bottle. It's actually very interesting.
Maybe for every new member that onboards, as a premium member, then we ship some spirits, and they get some NFTs, so maybe we can do something
unless we decide not to do that.
I'll join under 10 different names.
Yes, but we're not giving your things away for free, so let's fill up that corporate treasury, but all good. And maybe look on a bit of a serious note when we touched upon it, and also thanks a lot, Tom, for reminding me, and thanks a lot, Chris, for that. So just to say, really great news, something that Mike told me a few days ago. I mean, we have more than 100 founding members, basically. This is kind of like the number. Obviously, we have to onboard fully those people, so take this with a little bit of a grain of salt, but the start will be very strong. This is kind of the message. There's a lot of interested, passionate individuals about making DAOs legal, about making real world assets, accessible to the crypto industry, to the DAO ecosystem, and kind of two things united within SwissAssetDAO is a very attractive proposition. So a lot of people signed up as founding members, and this is really a big actually want to actually clap to everybody involved, because the community attracted, all of those people. And really, we have a big responsibility now. First responsibility to onboard everyone. So just to say that something like 50 of those applications have been processed. So what I do know is people have been formally onboarded, but we still have a little bit of a way to go to finalize it. And that's great. But what's even greater is that people keep approaching us and saying, I want to become a member. I want to become a member. I'm a corporate. Can I become a member? And kind of after some late night discussions, without spirits, actually, between Mike and myself, we kind of decided to experimentally roll out a membership format for individuals, for corporates. I'm very happy Tom has in the background of his studio, kind of the website of SwissAssetDAO, and there's a new button there that says become a member, and then you can see we kind of put some different packages. So to meet the demand, but also to say is, we have rolled this out experimentally, so people can literally click the buttons and apply and sign up as corporates, individuals, NGOs, and so on. But kind of really want to also point out that once we kind of process all the founding members, we will actually do a rollout of a community vote where we, really thoroughly discuss all of these options and packages, how we want to onboard corporates, individuals, and it will be then up for a community vote. So just want to say that, we are rolling it out to satisfy the client or the community demand, which is great, right? People are asking us, how can I become? I have an entity, I want to become a corporate member. How does this work? So we have something for everyone now, but, we need to kind of what I want to point out, we have something out there, but the big thing will be once we have all the founding members onboarded, that we kind of put up for a community vote. How does these memberships look like and work like, and that there's a consensus around it. So this is a little bit of a positive update. So just so you know, a lot of founding members, a lot of people signed up, big demand, even more demand, still out there. And looking forward to satisfy that demand. And, please do go and check out the website so you see how it looks like. I mean, it's kind of a little bit of a change, but you get a feeling like how these memberships look like. So just want to give an update about that. Guys, I don't know how you feel about this. Yeah, it's good to hear that there's a demand always, this rarely happens when you're an early stage project, So, we should celebrate that a little bit. Yeah.
We should celebrate. We should celebrate at every moment we can when you're starting something new like this. A lot of projects, start with one person sitting in a room for years and not really getting the word out. But fortunately, we're starting, with 100 people or whatever that founding member number is of people very interested in this project. And I want to reiterate the difference between SwissAssetDAO and other projects like this, because at the beginning of these projects, people get excited about things almost exclusively because most of these projects issue a token and then they're looking to make money immediately on it, or buy and sell something very quickly, or looking for that kind of gambling like trade. And what we've done here is we're starting out without a token. The community that comes in, I would say, and I'll say this is my opinion, and I'll speak for some of the people, but people want to help and donate their time to do this because they see the ramifications of a completely legal organization in Switzerland being able to help help other organizations, and thus the DAO will have a high quality. The people that are coming here are not looking for the quick token sale. So thus they are interested in helping, which means they have experience in doing what they do. And they bring real world experience, legal experience, banking experience, risk management, all this business development, live streaming, other types of experience like that. And so that means the word we'll use in English is altruistic. They're in it for the good of it, to better themselves, and hopefully see as a long-term gain of building a DAO and an organization that can really build a big treasury and benefit its members. That's the goal of an association. Is it's established for the benefit of its members. And if we can do that, and then we've got something really good here. And if you can do that by starting out with a big community that's interested in, and they're just not looking for that pump and dump thing, then you've got something, and we've got that. And so that's the message I like to tell people to spread it out. We've seen people come into our Telegram room that have asked, hey, is this got a token? Like, you can see that they're looking for, just a buy and sell of some sort. And the answer is, yeah, someday, we're going to be tokenizing assets, and someday we might have our own one. That's up to the members to decide where to go, and leadership to guide us on. But we've got the community. Now we just need numbers. They got the experience, we've got the people, we've got the ability to deliver and the products to deliver. Now we need the larger community to help bring in the clients and help build that treasury. Anton, that's the message.
Awesome. Yeah, absolutely agree with you. And maybe as a message, to everyone who is a member of SwissAssetDAO or close to SwissAssetDAO, if people ask you, how can I become a member? I mean, just always mention very simply, please go to the website. It's SwissAssetDAO.org. Instruct them to go there, check it out, sign up, join the community, join the calls, join the Telegram group. I mean, I also have to say the Telegram group is quite active, many times because of the community, not because of Mike and myself trying to push, some discussions, but it kind of very organic, and dynamic discussion, which is always great to see. And I mean, also just to say is that I'm really doing the best that I can as well to promote SwissAssetDAO in other regions outside of Switzerland, outside of Zurich, outside of the street where I live, and it's getting a lot of reception. It's very positive. I think people really like the fact that we kind of want to do things properly. It's kind of a big anomaly in the DAO ecosystem to want to do things properly, which is awesome. And, let's keep on going on that. And maybe I can give a little bit more upside, kind of like what's happening, with regards to the opportunities for SwissAssetDAO, kind of to give a little bit of high level an update, and also to give a bit of perspective, kind of what I see here in UAE with regards to opportunities where we can, find some synergies, and, looking forward also as well how Chris sees it, as a member of our community. Go for it, Chris.
Sorry, I missed your question.
That was not a question. It was not a question. It was an invitation to say whatever you want. It's really
that was like
easy going to be here.
No, just from my point of view, is like maybe in order to invite new members, or even like corporate members at DAOs. And I know you have to. I have to read the white paper. I know that. I need to read the white paper. But what's the elevator pitch in a way? I know it's a community. SwissAssetDAO is a community, okay. But what should I say to, say, a DAO? Why would they join SwissAssetDAO? How do you see these things?
Yeah. I mean, just to say, in terms of like what I have experienced so far when I talk to people about SwissAssetDAO, is that we are kind of or at least kind of what I see, we're very lucky that many times when I make that first contact with people about SwissAssetDAO, they have already heard about SwissAssetDAO. So this is something very unique, that's why I'm talking about the pull from the market, that SwissAssetDAO is experiencing, is because kind of like they already saw something, they're interested. Why is it Swiss? Why is it an asset? They know it's a DAO, and what's really happening there. And I always try to give out two messages, what makes us so special, because we also many times, just say it, and I say hi to our friends, at SwissDAO and DAO Swiss. I say big hi to them. But many times we get confused. They say, oh, the SwissDAO assets, which one are you? And what's so special? What's so different about you? And then I don't really make comparison to others, but I kind of tell them that the SwissAssetDAO has a purpose and two purposes or two missions. The first one is to make DAOs legal. So how do you provide the DAOs with a legal framework, template legal framework, kind of standardized legal framework, that enables them to operate in a legal, compliant, and regulated manner that gives them access to all the real world benefits, And that's I really say it, make DAOs legal. So that's the first purpose
is a legal framework in Switzerland only?
So I always talk about, as a startup founder, I have learned how to talk about the grand vision, and then I have to say about the reality, So I said that the grand vision is actually to create globally legal wrappers in a sense of a template, a legal framework that enable you to incorporate your DAO, incorporate the legal wrapper, and also to have template smart contracts to enable you to govern the DAO. I say this is the global, this is the big vision, but we have to, start somewhere. And the reality is we started kind of like in Switzerland, where it's very crypto friendly. There's a lot of infrastructure. We did a lot of research, and that we offer a model how to make your DAO legal by helping you incorporate your legal wrapper as a Swiss association.
I see, yeah.
So, I talk about the grand vision, but then I say the reality. But obviously, I kind of stress out that we have very smart people within our community. And kind of the goal is that over time, we do it in more crypto-friendly jurisdiction with the vision that one day we have it for a global solution.
I see. So SwissAssetDAO is a DAO, we know that, and it offers consultancy services for other DAOs. I had this problem as a first-time founder, not first-time founder in startups, but I mean, I want to build a DAO. And I start looking at all the DAOs, and they they usually have some kind of IT company in Singapore, and that's about it. And they have tokens. And nobody really knows like how to do legal wrappers. And the question is always complicated, is expensive, and so on. And you should do Cayman Islands. That's the advice. You should go for Cayman Islands, because I say, Switzerland is like expensive and probably won't be authorized, that kind of stuff.
Yes, yeah. I think you make just an extremely important point. What I also get asked a lot, because everybody says, Switzerland, the most crazy expensive country on the planet. What were you thinking when you were starting there? But then I kind of tell them, hey guys, actually the association model that we can actually enable as a legal wrapper for other DAOs, which we have incorporated ourselves, is actually super lean. It literally costs you a few $100 to set up a Swiss association, And unlike a Swiss foundation, which is a very different model, but some use it as a legal wrapper for a DAO, but very, very different model and not compatible, in my view, for DAOs, that costs you 50 to 60 grand. So I always have, I just have to say, like, you make a very good point. And there, usually when I talk to people, I have to educate them a little bit. In a sense, when they ask, hey, but, to set up a DAO, how does it look like? How does it work? How much it costs, in that crazy expensive country? Then I have to tell them, guys, it's not that, or ladies, it's not that. We have a solution that's very lean, and we can help you. And you can, we know how to run a DAO because we're running a DAO ourselves. So we are not, a consultancy firm telling you how to run a DAO that has never run a DAO. We are doing it ourselves. And also, we're having this community calls, community of interaction, which I thank you a lot. So I have to educate usually people a little bit kind of what we can offer. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. Of course, I will have a lot of questions, but then we go into consultancy. And
yes.
Actually, I'm happy to experiment that when we have the Workstream, the consultancy practice to help other DAOs. And
yes.
I'm happy to be part of the lot.
Yes. And don't forget, we need a lot of smart contracts there. So we are, secretly all betting on you to pick up the ball there when it rolls.
Need a little help
really, really worried about smart contracts. I don't know if I'm going on a tangent here. There are a lot of tools out there that have been developed, but they're never quite there. So at some point, you have to build your own smart contract. But it's a huge risk. And you can have, that's one thing I don't like about smart contracts Ethereum, because you have one bug, one vulnerability, and everything's gone. Whereas like in traditional finance, in traditional IT, you've got a bug, system is down, no worries, and everything is recoverable. So in DeFi, everything, one problem, everything's gone. So
immutability comes with a steep price, and I'm not sure if they'll fork Ethereum for us if something goes wrong, actually.
Yes, I mean, I'm
referring
ideas,
to, that they forked Ethereum when the. Sorry.
I've got personal ideas, but building like doing fundamental research is beyond me. But I've got ideas how it might look like.
Yes.
Second layers and so on. Anyway.
Okay, Anton, we have had
No
a couple
worries,
questions from the audience about things. Maybe spend a minute or two running through those.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah,
Matt asks, are you collaborating with people connected to Liechtenstein's Blockchain Act?
Yeah. So just to say, actually, straightforward reply, we are not in touch with the key people there. So if you can help us get in touch with the right people, please do that. I think it would be awesome. I mean, Liechtenstein is like literally like 1 hour, 1.5 hours from Zurich. Happy to meet with the right people. I do know a lot of people from Liechtenstein, but on this particular topic, we were not in touch. So we would love to be connected. So please, help us and support us there. Yeah.
All right. Sergey asked, how are we going to govern the DAO? Is there an understanding already, or it's under development? Question.
Yeah. So, Sergey, just to mention, actually, the way that the SwissAssetDAO is governed is actually clearly written in the statute. So this is this paper that kind of clearly defines, what SwissAssetDAO is about, what's our purpose, how does the structure work like, which is in line with the Swiss association model. Also then clearly defined, as a first step, but it can be changed in a vote. How does the community interact with the DAO? What the key, obviously all key topics of a SwissAssetDAO is decided by the membership, but really kind of, if you want to dig in details, it's actually in the statute. And we actually had to have that because when we the legal wrapper for SwissAssetDAO in a form of Swiss association, we had to create that statute that defines, what the members decide. And we have done that to the best of our efforts at the beginning, but obviously, this will be reviewed over time with our memberships. But the answer is yes. Please go take a look at the statute, and I will write it to you also within a message. Thanks a lot, Sergey, for the question.
All right, back to the Liechtenstein topic. Matt's replies that he will do that, about making the introduction.
Yes.
And also, and pardon me, as the American in the room here, I did work for a German company for a while, but I just don't have any proper pronunciations of anything. And so, Jörg, if I got the U correct in your name, then I'll applaud myself. If not, I'm sorry. But he will be at the Token Summit in Liechtenstein tomorrow. So why don't you get together with Matt's, talk about this, and anyone else that's going, and have a little SwissAssetDAO soiree in Liechtenstein.
Yes. Absolutely. And also, thanks a lot, Jörg. So just to mention, thanks a lot, Jörg, for saying that. And I know Jörg for many, many years. That's running a compliance company, but also, I mean, they do a lot of other regulatory matters. Called JB, I think the coolest name ever, which is kind of like from his name, and highly, on a personal basis, doing great work, and happy to have Jörg in our community. Yeah. And Jörg, I mean,
if you have any questions,
I see the reply. It's awesome. Thank you for, I think, wanting the support. Thanks a lot, Jörg. Really appreciate it. And also looking forward that we work closer with JB and your team, and which is awesome. By the way, you are awesome, and your team is awesome. Cool. Let me see if we have a few more questions. Maybe just to quickly touch upon kind of what are the opportunities for SwissAssetDAO in the UAE. First of all, just to mention that UAE is actually very interesting from a DAO perspective because, for instance, in Abu Dhabi, they have actually created a very novel framework for DAOs, which is, what I understand, actually some very smart people, that are based in Abu Dhabi, but they kind of have a Swiss legal background. supported the development of that framework. And what I understand, it's quite interesting. So one of the goals that we should have as SwissAssetDAO, which I'm working on, is actually that we connect with the right people there, and that we have an ongoing discussion if there's something collaboration that we can do together, especially in the line because of the key people. I think it was ADGM or Abu Dhabi Global Markets Authority that actually provided this regulatory framework for DAOs. And I think also Hub 71, which is a key hub for tech companies and crypto companies. So definitely I'm looking forward to connect with the right people there that we can actually discuss how we can collaborate. So SwissAssetDAO and ADGM or the relevant authorities there on the matters how to make DAOs legal. So this is the first point. Then the second point I want to mention actually that an Emirate actually here in UAE has actually launched a very innovative framework for DAOs, and they're trying to attract crypto companies from around the globe, which is called RAK DAO. And it's a big thing now here in UAE, and they have a launch event actually happening in the next day, where some of the key members of SwissAssetDAO are invited, and we hope to have a bit of a get-together there at the launch event. But again, one of the key goals for us as SwissAssetDAO is to talk to the right people there and see how we can find ways to collaborate. So in terms of like what do we need to achieve short-term in UAE is speak to the people in Dubai, Abu Dhabi, that were the key in legal framework for DAOs in Abu Dhabi, and likewise connect with the key stakeholders at the launch event of RAGDAO and see how we can collaborate.
Well, Anton, I think we've covered all the topics that we mentioned pre-show here.
Yes.
And I've made my pitch for the sharing and talking about the community and getting it to be a little larger. I was very impressed with the quality of the people we saw on here today, and what we're already seeing is the people that come from all different backgrounds and companies here of all positions, from us worker bees to CEOs of companies, forming together or coming together under the SwissAssetDAO banner to talk about this, and now take it over to Liechtenstein and talk about it over there and get the word out about it. And that's what is important. So thank you for all of you that commented and all that. That's what makes these LinkedIn Live or wherever you're watching this, on YouTube or on Twitter. I haven't been checking the Twitter comments. To those of you watching on Twitter, I'm sorry. Might not have answered some of your questions. But for those of you that interacted, that's what drives this. That's what helps get the message out. If you just watch and don't want to say anything, type anything, at least click the like button, or at least click the share button. They don't know where you post it. Just clicking the share button gets you credit for sharing it. And that. But Anton, that's all I've got to say today for SwissAssetDAO. Anton and Chris, thank you very much.
Awesome. Yeah. Awesome. Chris, you want to add something, and then I can also slowly wrap it up on my side?
No, not really.
I really put you on the spot. Zooming in, I'm like, click the button. You're going on the big
Our
screen.
newest member.
No pressure.
A junior rate for membership.
Yes. Awesome. Yeah. Awesome. Cool.
Okay.
Awesome. So just to slowly wrap it up. So thanks a lot, Tom. Thanks a lot, Chris. Just to mention, on the next call, we will have actually the team from TakaDAO on the community call to talk about their very interesting crypto project. I think the most famous crypto project coming from the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, offering very innovative, interesting financial products that are in line with the values of Islamic finance. So I think it's going to be extremely interesting, and also to learn about their experience running a DAO as well. It's TakaDAO. So I think this would be something really, phenomenal and great to have them and listen about their experience. So just prepare for the next community call where we're going to have the founders of TakaDAO. And also to say a little bit, key point that I'm working on, and Mike and a few more people, is we really need to push forward with regards to the fundraising. So we expect actually to hopefully make the application for a grant with an L1 within the next couple of days. So if we don't sleep, but if we sleep, then in the next week or so. So looking forward to achieving that. So just the community has a little bit of an insight, and that's it from me, guys. Who else should I put on pressure now? So I zoom in. Tom, you want to be
I'll
zoomed
give
in?
it another go at this. There's a comment here from Tara. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. He says, for your information, in the U.S., Wyoming has laws enabling DAOs. Yes, Wyoming is a leader in the U.S. I was lucky enough to have Caitlin Long on my show, interview her a while ago, and she talked about the history of bringing progressive finance laws into Wyoming and what a great job they do there. And that's a wonderful thing. It's a small little island in the U.S. that's helping out. And as we know, while Wyoming has fully enabled DAOs, the federal government is still kicking themselves in their own ass trying to deal with these things. So it's good. It's great. Tennessee, Wyoming, 3 other states have some sort of DAO law, which is very good. And obviously, Switzerland has it built into their whole ecosystem. So not comparing one to the other. What I'm saying is that all is good. The more we can get them to be legal, the better. But thanks a lot, Terry, for watching and commenting. Really appreciate it. Or Terror. I'm sorry if I called you Terry.
Thanks a lot. No worries. Cool. Thanks a lot, Tom. Thanks for everyone who stuck until the end on the community call. It was awesome. And looking forward to the next one. And thank you guys very much for your support. Thanks, Tom. Thanks, Chris. And, looking forward to the next exciting call. Super. Awesome. Bye, everyone. I'll slowly end the stream and, see you all soon.